Hello everyone. I hope you'd be fine and enjoying your life wherever you are. Today I'm very pleased to be joined by Mr. Taurab, who has just received his Australian student visa. Taurab, first of all, many congratulations to you and welcome to IIS. It has been a long journey for you, but I'm very much pleased that you have been successful at the end.
Thank you so much, Mr. Russell. Thank you so much.
Okay, Taurab, just tell us something about yourself, about your background, about your education, please.
All right. So I graduated back in 2021. I did my BBA in HR and marketing with a CGPA of 3.78, and shortly after that, I started a job since 2021 till date. And in the meanwhile, I was searching for universities throughout the world, and I came across Australia as an option, but it was during COVID.
Okay.
And as you know, the borders were closed. So I was very confused on whether or not I should apply to Australia or not, because if I did, I had to take classes online and stay in Pakistan and wait for the borders to open. So I then applied to UK, and you even got some offers from many universities, but then I got to know Australia opens its border. I saw that on IEI's page that the borders are open, so you can apply now. So then I came to IEIS, and then they put my case forward for Australia.
Okay, all right, that's great that you visited us. Okay, and can you please tell us, our viewers here, that which university are you going for, what program you are going to study?
I'm going to Victoria University, Sydney campus for Masters of Business Analytics.
Okay, all right. And can you please tell us, have you got some scholarship? Is there any kind of bursary for you? And what is the fee structure?
Yes, so I've got a 20% scholarship, and the total fees was $52,000. So now it's $42,000. So I've almost gotten a $10,000 discount.
Okay, that's great that you have secured a scholarship of 10,000. Now, just speaking about the process, because most of the students, they believe that the Australian process is very much hectic when you are going to the university, and it's very difficult for the students to meet the GTE criteria and other things. So I want to ask you that how has been your journey, and how much time you got your offer letter, when you got it unconditional, and then how much time did the GTE take?
Okay, so as you said, the Australian process, it's a bit longer than other countries, but it's not that hard. So I got my conditional offer in the first week, and I got my unconditional offer after, you can say, around five weeks. So it was basically the GT documents, they required that. So I was a bit confused with GT. So IES counseled me that GT is basically showing my father's income, my mother's business income, tax returns, property assets, and bank statement, how I should get that maintained. So IES counseled me on that, and after for 4 to 5 weeks, I got unconditional offer letter because my GTE got cleared.
Okay, all right, that's great. SOP is the most important part of your GTE approval, and your SOP should define that why you're going to Australia, why are you going to this university, what course curriculum you are going to study, what are the course module and the content, and how they would help you to build the future which you are aiming for, and what's the future you are aiming for. Similarly, it also explains your financial circumstances here in your home country, and how they are how they are sufficient for your funds which are required during the studies in Australia. Whenever you will visit IIS, we would be helping you from the step 1, which is either your English test, it could be IELTS, it could be PTE. We would be helping you the one that we did for the Taurab, and Taurab got a PTE score of, I think, 8 somewhere. So
yes.
What was the PTE score?
It was overall 82.
82. So he got 82 score in PT, that he got classes from IIS, and our classes are absolutely free. You can take those classes. You can take the classes for IELTS or PTE, whatever you want to take. Similarly, when you will apply for the admission process, we will be helping you and guiding you that you need to attach these documents so that your process can be faster, and it doesn't get any delay at any stage. So it's very important to have a good counselor, a good consultant who can help you with the process, who can streamline each and everything and can guide you whatever are the requirements and how you can meet those requirements. At IIS, we are providing, or we are offering the student to get a conditional offer letter or offer letter from UK and Australia within 2 to 3 working days. So that's a very good point for those students who are meeting the eligibility criteria, entry criteria. We would be helping them to streamline their admission, to streamline their GTE process, and also prepare them with their interviews and also the university interview and the embassy interview. So whenever you are applying abroad, you need to have a good consultant, and that is what we believe we are one of them. Taurab, just to continue with this one, please tell our viewer that you already told that we help you with the GTE process and these things. So most of the students, they are scared that the processing time is a lot longer what we do expect. So what was your processing time?
So my overall processing time, it was a bit long again than compared to other countries, but it was not that long. So starting with my my conditional offer letter, I got that in 1 week. Plus, you can add the 5 weeks of GT approval, so 6 weeks in total. After that, I submitted my first semester fees, got the COE from Australia. That didn't take much. It took 1 week maximum because the university they issued my COE as soon as I paid the first semester fees. And after that, I applied the visa. The most time-taking part was the visa because there was a backlog in Australia. It's usually before COVID it was 2 weeks. In my case, I got my visa in 75 days. However, I still have a lot of time before my my course started, so I got my visa on a good time as compared to when my course starts. So again, it's not very long. It's not that much long, and it's not that much complicated. And as things are now getting streamlined in Australia, that time will also shorten.
Okay, that's great. Just to tell all those students who are watching, the normal or the processing time at the moment, which is around about 6 months, it is taking to issue the visa or the grant letter from Australia. But some students like Taurab are getting that in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. But this is not for all the students. There are a few students who have got visa quickly, but most of the students, it is taking around about 6 to 7 months. So you need to have a lot of patience for that and need to have funds in your account for that period. You shouldn't withdraw any amount. You should have each and everything, and wherever you're working, you should continue your job until you get the visa. Once you have the grant letter, you can resign and you can move on wherever you want to move on. Taurab, why did you choose Australia?
So my main reason to choose Australia was the quality of education that is given in Australia as compared to the UK or America or Canada. It is at par with education, and the course that I specifically was choosing was business analytics. And in Pakistan, there is no university, at least in my city, that offers Masters of Business Analytics. That is, very detailed and actually that is with the standards of industry as well. So I was searching different countries. I went through UK, I went through US, went through Canada. The problem with Canada and America was a high refusal rate, and with my profile, I didn't want a refusal from these countries. Yeah. UK, that was I knew for a fact that the visa wouldn't be a problem, but the thing about UK is that the master is only of 1 year. The weather is very cold over there. It's very monotonous, so I wanted something different. So that's why I came towards Australia. Sydney, it has a great weather. It's a hot pot of melting cultures. People all over the world come from there. Plus, the degree was of 2 years, and it was very much in detail as in accordance of what I wanted. That means that I can have a good analysis of my field after I do this degree. Plus, the job opportunities after graduating from Australian university is not only limited to Australia. If I graduate from Australia, I can come back to my home country, and I know for a fact that I will be paid higher as compared to the local graduates because of the quality of education and with the title of my degree, which is still a rarity here in Pakistan. Among other factors, that Australia is a great place to live in. The wage rate is more than enough that you can sustain your living expenses. It's a huge country. You can visit anywhere. It's good for long tours, and the people are very welcoming. You don't hate hate crimes there as compared to other parts of the world, and they're very accepting of students as well. So it's a very student-friendly place.
Okay, that's great. That was very detailed. What students are looking for in exposure, international, and also a kind of global in terms of the communities that are living in Australia. And very important point, Mr. Taurab already made that your immigration history that matters a lot. Whenever you are applying to a country, you need to check that what are their policies for the country I'm applying from and the country I'm applying for. So whenever you are applying for the US or the Canada, you might have heard the visa ratio for the Pakistani students are somewhere like 10 to 20%. Most of the students are getting refused, and these are those students usually who have a very good scholarship from HAC or even the scholarship from the government or the university. So those students who are just applying it on the regular basis, they suffer a lot. And whenever you have a kind of refusal from any other country and then you are applying to the next country, usually you have to mention that refusal, and somehow it can make a negative impact in the view of visa officer that the student has just got refusal from a country describing these circumstances. So it could be a risk in our country as well. So before making an application, some people what they do, Taurab, they make the application, okay, just do it. If I don't get the visa, won't be having much of the loss, but it is financially it might not have any impact on you, but it will have an impact in your immigration history that would last with you for life whenever you want to apply for any English speaking country. And it is very much important for you not to take such kind of risk. Okay, Taurab, just to continue with that one, what is your future goal? What you want to do in your future?
Okay, so as far as my future goal is concerned, with the title of my degree, that is Masters of Business Analytics, I hope to do a job as a business analyst, either in Australia, if given the chance, if I get a good opportunity, why not? Exposure is always good. Otherwise, I can always come back to my country, and as I said, Pakistan is an industry that is expanding. We have job titles here first and later on the degrees, right?
Yeah.
So this is why I'm going to Australia. I want a head start in my career goals. So I can come back to my own country. If not, it's a whole wide world, because once you go to a first world country, the world opens up anyway. So if I can, there's a possibility I might get a chance from the US, I might get it from Canada, might get it from somewhere in Europe. So definitely somewhere in my field, and that would allow me to basically become a professional on a career-oriented path.
Okay, all right. Taurab just mentioned that if he got an opportunity in Australia, so I want to tell all the students that at the moment, Australia is granting a TR, temporary visa, for those graduates who complete their degree in Australia for 3 years if you are studying in a metropolitan city like Sydney, Melbourne, and if you are in a regional area like Perth, Adelaide, or somewhere in Newcastle or Canberra, you are getting a TR of around 4 years, that is 3+1. So it's up to you that if you want to have you want to gain practical experience, you want to have an exposure of international experience, you can do that in Australia, and that would be helpful for you to open the door in the first world country across the world. So it is very much important to have an exposure which can help you in your home country and help you abroad as well. So Taurab, many students would be watching you in this video. So what you want to tell to those graduates who have completed their degrees recently and finding a career in Pakistan or want to make a career in Pakistan, do you think they should switch and go abroad to have that international exposure, the vibrant one, or they should stay here and look for the things around the way financially or the things happening in Pakistan?
So I really think that a person should go abroad for exposure. It really opens up the world, because here in Pakistan it's a very limited amount of people you're interacting with. They're basically speak the same language, you're of the same ethnicity. So going abroad and having that exposure, that international exposure, it really helps you to open up and view the world with a different lens.
Yeah.
And I think that is very important, especially when you're on a career path, because here we don't have that much options in terms of careers, right?
Okay.
And again, with the whole education system, that it's not up to date.
Okay.
The education might be good in Pakistan, but the only issue is it's not up to date and it doesn't match the industry standards. Having international exposure allows you to have that education, that exposure, meeting with different people, you not only just enjoy your studies, you enjoy your life. You get to experience that world as well, right? And I think everyone should. It is a privilege, I must say, to have this experience, and to have that privilege to actually go and experience that. It can be a life changing moment for you. So I really think that if you have a chance, if you can, you should definitely try your best chance. And again, I would be recommending Australia because, as I said, but even then, if you want to go somewhere else, say UK, I think wherever you get a chance, you should just go and have that exposure.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So viewers and the students, especially, you might be thinking that if I should make a career in Pakistan, or I should go abroad and explore a new world. I believe that if you are going abroad, as Taurab mentioned already, you would be having a lot of a greater vision and exposure which is required for you to move on your career in your life and make the difference and create the difference in the life or rest of the people that you have inbound or in your family. So you can do that in a way better way, that you, by going abroad, by studying there, by utilizing those academic skills and switching those to the practical, and then moving across the world wherever the doors open and wherever the opportunity knocks. Because if you are staying in a community that is not that much vibrant, in the community that doesn't have that much of the vision, you won't be able to grow yourself and groom yourself. It's very much important. So Taurab, how did you find the services of IAIS, and who was your counselor here? How they helped you in this process, so that the students who are watching us, they can learn about our process as well?
Okay, so I was in contact with 3 people here at IE. I guess there was Ma'am Khadija who helped me with my PT, and she gave me the guidelines and materials on how I should basically attempt my PT. So because of her guidance, I got 82. Okay. And then there was Ma'am Kinza. She was the one who initially helped me with my with my application for Victoria University for my masters in business analytics application. And then there was Ma'am Amna, who helped me during my visa stage. She told me and guided me what should I do and what should I not do. She helped me with my appointments and everything. So I've been very happy with all 3 of these people and their interactions here at IEIS. Whenever I had a query, obviously they gave me an answer. Of course, there were times when, as I said, because the visa was taking some time, so I, dropped a message here, and then they also said, because they didn't know the situation as well, so they said we just have to wait that out, and that's fine, because the rest of my process, it was very good, it was fast, it was quick. I'm 100% satisfied. And for anyone who is wondering to which consultant they want to go, because as you know, going to Australia, that requires a consultant. Unlike other countries. So if I have to pick a consultant, I would definitely recommend IEIS. I would recommend coming to Savasal, Ma'am Khadija, Ma'am Amna, Ma'am Kinza, whoever you can find here at IEIS. They will be more than glad to help you and your application for Australia or any other country for the fact. So definitely I would be recommending a lot of people to your organization as well. And again, I've been very happy with the services.
Okay, all right, Taurab, it's lovely to speak to you during the process and today as well. And as Taurab mentioned, the visa can take some time, so you need to have a lot of patience for that, and always be positive and be hopeful that you would be getting a visa, because the way we are processing your application, we ensure that nothing is missed and there isn't any kind of thing lacking that can be a cause of your visa refusal. That's why we always say that we have 100% visa ratio, and we enjoy that. If we are rejecting your profile, that could be of different reason. Might be you are not academically that strong and you won't be able to complete that degree wherever the university you are going, and obviously it creates a problem for us, because we are referring a student to the university who is not of that caliber to pass the degree. Or if you have a gap, or if you have the immigration history, which can be risky for the visa. So we need to be very careful, and we filter those profiles where we are 100% sure that we would be getting the visa, and then we take your application. So whenever we take application, we ensure that we take all the measures to make you successful, but yet the visa is to be issued by the commission, by the embassy, so by the visa officer, the CEO. So that depends. So you need to be very much you need to have a lot of patience with that. Taurab, it's really nice to have you, and I wish you a very good journey
Thank
in
you, sir.
Australia. And I hope you will enjoy the Australia, one of the best country in the world. Those who are watching us, they can visit our office in Islamabad, in Rawalpindi, in Lahore, Peshawar, in Mirpur Kotli. And the good news is that we are opening an office in Faisalabad and one in Karachi that would cover all of the Pakistan, the whole of the Pakistan, wherever you want to go. And it is just because the very wonderful student like Taurab and many other we have helped us to grow in the country, indeed across the country, and it has been a wonderful journey. And whenever you get success, we enjoy your success with you, and it's really pleasure, and I'm very much happy on your success.
Thank you
and
so
we'll
much.
see you in Australia. Rob, so kind of you for coming visiting
No
us
problem.
today, and it's really great to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.